Hello and welcome to part 7 of this 10-part series on strumming patterns. If you haven't seen the other 6 videos yet, click on the card above and that will take you to this short playlist. So this week's lesson is a continuation of last week's lesson on 16th note 1-beat patterns. So really common patterns that you'll want to get used to playing. So now in this week's lesson we're going to combine these together, chuck in some ties as well, and then go through a couple of strumming patterns at the end, which will be really cool and you'd be useful for lots and lots of sort of famous songs. So what we're going to do first is combine patterns 1 and 2 that we learnt last week. So I'm just going to go through those patterns again. So pattern 1, we're going to do a G major chord here. So middle finger 3rd fret E, first finger 2nd fret A, 3rd finger 3rd fret high E, 1st string. So the first pattern is a quaver or an 8th note followed by 2 semiquavers or 16th notes, and this is how you'll count it. So 1 and a. Okay, so that's pattern 1, really common 16th note pattern, 1 and a. Then pattern 2 was going like this. So we're going to start on beat 2, it's going to go 2 E and. So that's 2 semiquavers or 16th notes followed by 1 quaver or 8th notes. Now, so that's 2 E and, or 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Now, to put patterns 1 and 2 together will sound like this. So 1 and a, 2 E and. Okay, down, down, up, down, up, down. Again, it's really good to practice counting this out loud. Okay, 1 and a, 2 E and. And then we're just going to repeat that to fill up the bar. Okay, so 3 and a, 4 E and. So the whole bar. 1 and a, 2 E and, 3 and a, 4 E and. Okay, so now what we'll do is take a look at, we'll do patterns 1 and 3 now. Okay, so pattern 1 again, we'll do this with an A minor 7 chord. It's a really nice chord, so we're going to do this we're going to do an 8-bar phrase in the key of G major. So middle finger 2nd fret D, first finger 1st fret B, so it's like an A minor chord without your 3rd finger. And we're going to be doing patterns 1 and 3. So pattern 1 was 1 and a, down, down, up. Pattern 3 is where you had that dotted quaver or 8th note, which means it lasts for 3/4 of a beat, followed by a semiquaver. So pattern 3 again was 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So patterns 1 and 3 together will go like this: 1 and a, 2 E and a. And then loop it to fill up the whole bar. 3 and a, 4 E and a. It's worth practicing this at quite a slower tempo to start with. You don't want to be practicing really fast tempos. Again, it's good to sort of change up the tempos later on. Cool, so that's patterns 1 and 2, patterns 1 and 3. Again, you can do all sorts of combinations here. These are just ones I've come up to give you some idea of what to do. So here, what we're going to do is patterns 1 and 4. We're going to do a B minor 7 chord. Again, you don't have to use the chords I'm using here. Use your chords that you're comfortable with as well. So this is a B minor 7. So you're borrowing the 2nd fret from the A string, 3rd finger 4th fret D, middle finger 3rd fret B. This is nice minor 7th note on the 2nd fret G. So here, pattern 1 and then pattern 4. So pattern 1 again, 1 and a. Pattern 4, really awesome pattern here. You've got a semiquaver or 16th note, followed by a quaver, 8th note, followed by a 16th note, semiquaver. So the way you count that pattern 4 pattern again is 1 E and a. So down, up, up. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So putting those together, so we're going to do pattern 1, followed by pattern 4, pattern 1, pattern 4. Okay, so 1 and a, 2 E and a, 3 and a, 4 E and a. Cool, now next bar we're going to do patterns 2 and 3. Okay, so we're going to do a C add 9 chord here. Really nice chord here. Middle finger 3rd fret A, first finger 2nd fret D, 3rd finger 3rd fret B, little finger 3rd fret high E. So pattern 2 was 2 E and, or 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. And pattern 3 was the 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So patterns 2 and 3 together will sound like this: 1 E and, 2 E and a, 3 E and, 4 E and a. Cool, now I'm going to go back to a G chord. I'm going to do patterns 2 and 4. Okay, so this is going 1 E and, 2 E and a, 3 E and, 4 E and a. Okay, and then we're going to go to an E minor 7 chord. A really nice chord, this one. First finger 2nd fret A, middle finger 2nd fret D, 3rd finger 3rd fret B. You can also add your little finger as well if you wanted to on the 3rd fret high E. So here we're going to do pattern 3 followed by pattern 1. So mix it up a little bit. Okay, so it's going to go 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a. Okay, and then D7 sus4. Really nice chord here. Again, just makes it a little bit more interesting when you're practicing this as well. So middle finger 2nd fret G, 1st finger 1st fret B, little finger or 3rd finger on the 3rd fret high E string. And here we'll do patterns 4 and 2 together. So this is going to go 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and then we're going to put your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, the high E, and you do a D7. So this is bar 8 of our kind of 8-bar progression. Okay, so here we're going to do pattern 3 and 4. So it's going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Cool, and then what you want to do, again, practice it all individually, practice it nice and slow. Any patterns you're having issues with, practice that the most, and then gradually combine them all together. Again, you can do them in lots of different orders, and then practice the whole 8-bar progression. Okay, if you're not comfortable with the chords, do it with some other chords. Okay, even just do it with one chord. Just do the whole strumming pattern thing there, just with one chord. If that's a good way of doing it as well. So I'm going to play this 8-bar phrase, and this is where we're going to be linking together 4 really common 16th note patterns, which will be really, really useful for all your sight reading and strumming skills. Okay, so starting off this 8-bar phrase, so we're going to do the G first, and then A minor 7, B minor 7, C add 9, G, E minor 7, D7 sus4, and then D. Okay, so nice and slowly. So 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a 4 E and 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 E and a 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Can be a bit out of breath after doing that, but really good exercise. So now what we're going to do now is combine some of these patterns. Again, there's lots of different combinations you can do. I'm just giving you some examples of common ones as well. So now what we're going to do, again, really common strumming pattern, is combine those 16th note patterns 1 and 2 together with a tie on the start of beat 3. So it means you're saying the start of beat 2 or beat 4. So you go, and then you're going to say the tie but not play on it. Okay, so patterns 1 and 2 together would be this again. So 1 and a 2 E and. So now on the start of beat 2, instead of playing a downstroke, we're just going to miss the string. So 1 and a 2. Okay, so we're letting the chord ring out. 1 and a 2 E and then just repeat that to double up for the whole bar. 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a 4 E and. And really common. So this, we're going to do a 4-bar phrase here in the key of D major. Next chord, F sharp minor 7. So bar the 2nd fret and then 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string. And we're going to combine patterns 1 and 4 together. Again, you do see this quite a lot. Songs such as Wonderwall and things like that. Okay, so here, F sharp minor 7, or another chord if you're more comfortable with that. So we're going to do patterns 1 and 4. So patterns 1 and 4 together normally would sound like this. 1 and a 2 E and a. And now what we're going to do is the start of beat 2 is tied. So it's going to go 1 and a 2 E and a. So it's going to be 3 upstrokes in a row. So getting used to, when to strum down, when to strum up. Okay, so 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a. Cool, and now the next bar, we'll do a B minor 7, do a split bar here, just to mix it up a bit. We're going to do patterns 4 and 2 together. So patterns 4 and 2 without the tie would sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and Okay, 1 E and a 2 E and Or 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and. I tend to just count what I need to count. Okay, so then put the tie in there. You've got this 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. Okay, so there's 3 upstrokes there, 1 downstroke, 3 upstrokes, then 1 downstroke. 1 E and 2 E and then there's a B minor 7. Then maybe go to an A sus4 chord. Really nice chord here. Strum from the A string, first finger 2nd fret D, middle finger 2nd fret G, 3rd finger 3rd fret B. Same pattern. 3 E and 4 E and here I've got this G sus 2 chord. It sounds quite nice. First finger 2nd fret G. Again, if you're not comfortable with these chords, just play chords that you're comfortable with. First finger 2nd fret G, 3rd finger 3rd fret B, little finger 3rd fret high E, and block the A string with the underside of your middle finger. So here you're going to go 1 E and 2 E and. Oops, no. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, so this is patterns 3 and 1 together, okay? So with a tie, there's actually quite a big gap before you're strumming, which is a great sight reading exercise. So what you're doing, pattern 3 was 1 E and pattern 1, 2 and. By putting that tie there at the start of beat 2, you're essentially making that note 3/4 of a beat. So you're going 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So there's less strumming there, but it's actually more challenging because of the gap. You have to get the counting quite good there. So 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Cool, and then once you're comfortable with that, again, break it all down, take as much time as you need, and then play the whole bar progression. So you're getting used to switching between all the different patterns. Really good exercise. So D major here, so bar 1, 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then the final bar 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Cool, and the more you vary up your strumming, you can come up with some really cool patterns and good for your songwriting as well. Cool, so now what we're going to do is we're going to mix some of these patterns with kind of quavers and crotchets as well, just to kind of give you like full 1-bar patterns that are quite common. So we're going to do an 8-bar phrase, and we're going to go for 4 strumming patterns in this 8-bar phrase. So lots of good stuff here, and we're going to do this in the key of A major, okay? So we're going to start with an A major. I like to bar my A chord with my first finger on the D, G and the B strings, and then make sure that the high E string is blocked. So here what we're going to do a crotchet or quarter note, so it lasts for 1 beat, and then pattern 1. So 1 and then you're going to tie for 1/4 of a beat and then go up down. So it's basically like attaching pattern 1 and 2 together. So 1, 2 and 3 E and then beat 4 is the same as beat 2, 4 and really common strumming pattern here. I call this the crowded house weather with you strumming pattern, which I'm going to be doing in a future 10-part series, lots of cool semi-quaver songs. So very common pattern, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Cool, and then we're going to do that same strumming pattern with an E sus4. So basically an E sus4, middle finger 2nd fret A, 3rd finger 2nd fret D, little finger 2nd fret G. Really nice chord, and then you can resolve it by taking your little finger off and having your first finger ready for the E chord on the 1st fret of the G. So E sus4, 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Cool, and now we're going to do strumming pattern 2. So here we're going to start the bar with 2 quavers or 8th notes, downstrokes. Okay, then we're going to do pattern 2. So 1 and 2 quavers, 8th notes. Pattern beat 2 is pattern 2, so 2 E and. Okay, and then we're going to do pattern 4, 3 E and down, up. Tie that to pattern 2. So you're going to do 4 E and. So pattern beats 3 and 4 of this strumming pattern 2 sound like this: 1 E and 2 E and. 3 E and 4 E and. So the whole of strumming pattern 2. This is D major 7 chord, by the way. I'm just barring, really nice chord, strumming from the D string and then barring the second fret on the G, the B, and the E strings with my first finger. So I'm going 1 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. Then I'm going to go to an A major 7, same strumming pattern. 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Cool. And now what we'll do. So put some nice chords in here again. These can be quite funny, long names, these chords, but can sound really nice. Obviously, if you're getting stuck with the chords that you know, add some of these chords in there. So, middle finger, 2nd fret, low E, block the A string with the underside of your middle finger, 3rd finger, 2nd fret, D, little finger, 2nd fret, G, open E, B and E strings. Really nice, rich sounding chord. F sharp minor 11. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to do 2 quavers or 8th notes to start with. 1 and pattern 3, 2 E and then pattern 2, which is 3 E and pattern 1, which is 4 and. So we've got all, I think we've got all patterns there apart from pattern 4. So really nice one, this one. So 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Do the same as B minor 7, 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. For the last bar, D7 sus4, really nice chord. Again, it looks like an A7 chord, just moved up. Middle finger, 2nd fret A, 3rd finger, 2nd fret G, all 6 strings. So here we've got is pattern 3, 1 E and mixed with pattern 2, but the start of it's tied. So beats 1 and 2 together will sound like this: 1 E and 2 E and. Then pattern 4, also tied. So you're going to do beat 3 will go 3 E and then finish with pattern 1. So this is probably the most challenging. It's got 2 ties in it. So this has got, and it's got all 4 16th note patterns in it. So beat 4, beat 4 is pattern 1, 4 and. Okay, down, down, up. So I'll play that pattern, strumming pattern 4 quite slowly, okay? So pattern 3, pattern 2, pattern 4, pattern 1, but there's 2 ties in there. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. It's very similar pattern to Find the River by R.E.M., which I'm going to be doing as well. Really nice song. This is also really, really nice strumming pattern. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, 4 and. Cool. So and then what you can do again, get comfortable with all the patterns, linking them all together, and then bring it all together. So let me play that 8-bar progression with which contains 4 strumming patterns, lots of cool chords as well. So let's start this off. So A major, 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, it can sound quite nice, and there's lots of stuff to practice here. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Any comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Really appreciate that. Also, if you'd like to get hold of any of the tabs that you see appear on the screen, so these are all done in a program, great program called Guitar Pro, which is relatively inexpensive. It means you can kind of play back those tabs essentially, slow it down, loop sections, etc, etc. So if you want any of those Guitar Pro files, you can also get it in tab format as well, just to help you practice. If you want any of those files, they'll soon be available on my website, Jsmusicschool.co.uk. I'm currently redoing it at the moment. It's taken a while because it's a big project, But yeah, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for the release of the website. You'll just be able to go on and get all the files you need there, and hopefully you'll find those useful. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.